It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Gone. What a snap. This is what an ace looks like.
And tagged out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
And welcome to the Dodgers Nation postgame show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. That's at DMac_LA. Thanks for rocking with us after the Dodgers get another series win, this time against the Cincinnati Reds. They go up to Cincinnati and they take 2 of 3. Today, Clayton Kershaw, he was looking really good. I was very impressed with Clayton Kershaw. He was sharp today. You saw the use of his breaking stuff. You saw his slide. You saw his curveball. He was locating that fastball, and it was really fantastic to see him going out there and competing. Gave you 5 solid innings, and it looks like the Dodgers have their dependable horseback in Clayton Kershaw. Gavin Lux is Gavin himself a few weeks because he has been balling of late. We're going to get into red-hot Gavin Lux in a second, but first let me know where you're rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Give me those city zip codes, area codes, and also who is your player of the game and how you feeling about Mr. Gavin Lux. But so much to get into, but let's get back here into this comment section. Moose, good to see you, Doug, and thanks for broadcasting. Hey, what up, Moose? Give you a let's go Dodgers. Kershaw redemption, let's go Braves. Yeah, let's all give me a let's. We gotta send those positive vibes out to San Francisco for the Atlanta Braves. We need the Bravos to get one. They can't get swept, especially after what happened the other night when Dodgers legend Travis d'Arnaud, he put them on top there in the top of the ninth, and they weren't able to win that game in extra innings. So let's hope the Braves get a win. The Dodgers currently, as we speak, a game and a half behind the Giants in the division. Their record improves to 96 and 54 today. They're on pace to win 104 games at this point. So this Dodger team, one of the best teams we've seen in this run, in this 8 straight division wins. This is a really great team. It's just the Giants, the clock has not struck midnight on the San Francisco Giants yet. I think it will. Will it happen before the end of the year? That is my hope, and I hope the Dodgers can find a way to win this division. But here we go. Let's get into this comment section. How did you guys feel about Clayton Kershaw? Give me a grade for how you felt about Clayton Kershaw's outing today. I'm going to give Clayton Kershaw for what he did. I'm going to give him an A. An A for today, considering they wanted to still keep those pitches a little low. He ends up throwing 74 pitches, but 52 for strikes. I think he's just 1 or 2 starts away from being that guy that we know he is. A 10 punch-out guy, 6 innings, 6+ innings. I think that's what we're going to get from Clayton Kershaw. I was so impressed with the work he put in today. He ends up going 5 innings, gave up the 1 earned run, just 3 hits, 8 punch-outs. You saw how he was working that slider down and in to right-handed batters today. He was just working that pitch. Look, I know he's a happily married guy, but he has a really nice slide piece, and when he has it, he's going to give you quality. He's going to be effective, and I was just really, really ecstatic to see his outing today and how comfortable he looked out there. Remember, he's missed a good amount of time before his last start. He hadn't started since July 3rd, so it takes some time. You can't replicate big league hitting, and it's nice to see him going out there. And look, the fastball he averaged 90.3 on the fastball on the year, averaging 90.7. So that was down a little bit. The curveball, the slider, velocity-wise, it was down a little bit. But it's about the command. It's about him locating and hitting in spots. And you saw when he's able to do that, he's going to give you quality. Like I said, it's not elite MVP level Clayton Kershaw anymore, but what he's able to, he really has reinvented himself with this slider, curveball and fastball combination. He works it to perfection. I think you're going to see that velo go up just a bit as the postseason rolls along and as he gets more innings under his belt following that injury. But here we go, LFG, Dodgers, Braves. Yeah, Dodgers, going to be hard to catch the Giants. We are not getting help from Atlanta. Yeah, what are you going to sacrifice out there? What will you sacrifice for the Atlanta Braves to win a game today? I mean, I think, man, what should I do? What will I do if the Braves get the win? But I'm willing to try anything at this point. Let's just put it that way. The ATL. Welcome to the Gavin Lux era. That's from Nicholas Ramos. Welcome back, CT3 from Joe Correo. That is a great point. I know there's a lot to talk about today, but looks like Chris Taylor is back to being the Chris Taylor that was CT3, and that C stood for carrying for what he's done for this Dodger team for a large stretches of this season. And he had that neck issue. He took some time off, missed some games, but it looks like he's rejuvenated. He looks re-energized, and he's not missing those fastballs like we saw. He's not late on stuff like we've seen in the past few weeks during his slump. But today it was nice to see him. He goes 2 for 5, and he got that double off Miley. And Dodgers end up getting 12 hits today. 12 hits, got 3 in the second, 3 in the third, and then those 2 big insurance runs in the 9th inning. We're going to talk about Kenley Jansen's outing today, the home run that he gave up to Joey Votto there at the end. He pretty much just missed his spot on that one. It was a slider. It was supposed to be low and away, kind of tailed inside, and Joey Votto, who's had a fantastic season, he's another guy he's pretty much defying his age and how successful he's been at this stage of his career. But he hits one out, and that was the first home run that Kenley Jansen had given up since August 4th. You remember he served up that bomb to Tucker of the Astros on 8-4, or should I say the Trastros, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, up until then he had gone. It was one hit. Up until that point, he had been on such a roll. He had given up just one hit to the last 35 batters he had faced before serving up that bomb. So I was still impressed with Kenley Jansen going out there, getting the job done. That's definitely going to be big for this team moving forward. But let's go Braves. Everyone just drop a go Braves. I mean, seriously, at this point, do whatever. Like, I'm not going to do tomahawk chop or anything like that because that's, I'm not doing that. But I will say that we need the Braves to go up there and just let's do it. But here we go. Anthony Keat. Kersh looking solid SF. Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. That's a good word to put it. Solid. He was rock solid out there on the mound. This Reds team doesn't hit breaking balls very well, and that's why I felt really good about Clayton Kershaw heading into this one. I thought this was a really good. I like these first 2 starts for Clayton Kershaw. First against the Arizona Diamondbacks at home, and then this one, we know the Braves. I mean, we know the Reds. I got the Braves on my mind here. My bad. We know the Reds have a very potent offense. You got Castellanos, Winker's back. There's a lot of nice bats, guys that can hit for power, guys that can slug, guys that can get on, but they do struggle against breaking pitches, and that's why I do like these 2 first opponents for Clayton Kershaw. First, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and then today the Cincinnati Reds on the road. Look, you got to make your first home start back and your first road start back, and it was nice to see Clayton Kershaw go out there. And I do think that Clayton Kershaw, with Max Scherzer doing what he's doing, and look, make no mistake about it, those are the 2 dudes, in my opinion. We can talk about Justin Verlander, fine, but, I mean, really, those Kershaw and Scherzer, those are the 2 guys of their generation. I think that Kershaw, he sees what Scherzer is doing. He sees that he's probably going to win his 4th Cy Young, which would give him 1 more than Clayton Kershaw. I think he says, hey, look, that's one more little reason why I want to be great. And Clayton Kershaw is such a competitor. He's going to lay it on the line every single time he goes out there on the mound. But, hey, there's all these little morsels of motivation that these players look for, especially the greats like Clayton Kershaw. They'll find motivation anywhere. And I do think there's something there with Clayton Kershaw wanting to be at his best and show Max Scherzer that, hey, I know you're 37, you're still dealing, but I'm 33 and I still got some left in the tank too. So I really like that. And like I said, you see the mix. I mean, 47.2% of the time Clayton Kershaw this season has thrown his slider. 37.8% is throwing that 4-seam. 14.4% he's throwing that curveball. And today we saw that mix. He was heavy slider. Today, 54% slider. You saw a lot of first pitch sliders. You saw him just dealing. He was showing that fastball to set up those breaking pitches. And the curveball, we saw a 23% curveball. I mean, that's got to be one of the highest he's thrown at this season. And then 22% fastballs for Clayton Kershaw. And he did throw one cambio, one little changeup there. But, yeah, and then you saw the thing that was just so impressive to me about Clayton Kershaw's outing more than anything else was, look, the swing and miss was there today, and I think that is really what I look for with Clayton Kershaw and how effective he's being. You got 20 swings and misses in 5 innings pitched. That is really good, on 74 pitches. So that slider is just getting better with time. So look, I know the velo is not where it once was. But the way he's adapted his game is so impressive to me, and he's going to go out there and give you quality as long as he has the feel for his off-speed stuff, and more often than not, he's definitely going to have that. But here, I want to get your grades. If you haven't yet, drop your grades for Clayton Kershaw. We got Max Duran from Long Beach. What up with the LBC in the house? Doug, my mom says hi from Blue Dodger fan. Tell your mom I said what's up, and back to you too, Blue Dodger fan. Lux is on fire. That's from San Diego Dodger Dave. Yes, Gavin Lux has been fantastic. I dropped that video a few days ago, and I said, look, I really truly believe his floor as a player is one-time All-Star. That's how much I believe in Gavin Lux. And look, this guy, since getting called up, he's gone 11 for 24. He's hitting .458 with a double, a triple, and a home run. So that's sort of what we saw from him early in the season. Once he started to get it going, it was a lot of singles. It was a lot of putting the ball in play, up the middle, ripping line drives to right field, and then we started to see the slug, and it's the same pattern to now. You saw yesterday he hit that big triple. Today he gets the bomb. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Gavin Lux, and I'm telling you, Gavin Lux is Gavin himself. A nice week and a half at this point. I just think the way he's playing with the consistency at the plate that we're seeing, he's able to get his bat on the ball. You're seeing his approach. He's simplified. He's relaxed. Dave Roberts has said he's more calm this time around. To me, you can't keep that off the field. I know that we talked about maybe he is truly the super utility guy we all thought Zach McKinstry was going to be. He's the guy that is truly going to replace Kike Hernandez as the Dodgers super utility guy because he has that positional versatility. He can play those corner outfield spots. He's played some third this year. He played 57 games at shortstop. I know how it seems like an eternity ago, and then we all know he can play second base, but I just think you can't keep him off the field when everyone gets healthy, when Pollo gets back, which will probably be for the Arizona series. So Gavin Lux is hot, man. He's swinging a hot bat, and to me, he's just kind of a hidden gem late in the season to see him come up and just lengthen this Dodgers lineup. Now you got Gavin Lux. Chris Taylor is starting to look himself again. They're going to get A.J. Pollock back. Cody Bellinger, we know the struggles that he's had this season. Hopefully he turns it around, but even if he doesn't, they have some options. And Gavin Lux, I'm just so encouraged by his play of late. I can't say enough about my man G Lux. Gavin himself, a few weeks, she's Doug has the cleanest wordplay. Hey, you know what I'm saying, Nicholas Ramos. Like to have fun with it, my man. Shout out to you, my man. 505 Albuquerque, let's go Dodgers. You want one of these? Let's go Dodgers, hashtag Napa from KJ Masters Scratcher. Dodgers, Chavez Areen. Jock Peterson goes deep 3 times. Wouldn't that be great? The Jock Peterson going up there with the 3 bombs. I would love to see it. Yeah, if you guys are keeping tabs on that Giants game, be sure to give me some updates in the comment section. Only if something good happens for the Braves, though. If something happens good for the Giants, you can just leave it out. I don't even want to see it. Headlines, Dodgers Gavin the Reds fits. I like that. Yeah, give me your mock headlines. I love doing those. Blue Heaven from 713 Missouri City from Rod Wells. Holy GMAC, go LAD from Edward. We got Jonathan Robles, the 626 San Gabriel Valley player, the game Gavin Lux, and Kershaw. Craig Osterberg gives Clayton Kershaw an A. Ken Wheat, good win when Pollock comes back. There should not be another at-bat by a guy hitting less than a pitcher's average. Ken West, I do believe that is a shot towards Bellinger. B for Kershaw from San Diego Dodgers Dave, an A-. Kershaw 950 out of 1,000 from Joe. KJ Master Scratcher an A+. Not quite there with the velocity, but curve was fire. Clayton looks sharp today from Greg Tupper. Fresno an 8 was about right for Kershaw from Verdell Newsom. Dodgers Chavez Ravine on YouTube. I don't remember the last time Kershaw's curveball looked that sharp like it did today. Yeah, it was trapdoor elevator, 12-6 action there. And it's the Cooperstown curveball. And it was Clayton Kershaw out there today. And you just love to see when he's confident. That's when you know that he has the feel, when he's just throwing that curveball and pretty much at all counts. And you saw, I think the at bat that really stood out to me, bottom of the second inning, Stevenson reached on an infield single, and then the first pitch slider, he gets Suarez to ground into a double play, and then against Aquino, a swinging slider for the third out. I think that was the sequence that really just kind of tells the story of Clayton Kershaw in 2021, how he's able to be so effective at this stage of his career. You saw the full arsenal in 3 pitches on that at-bat against Aquino. And you saw he started him off with a fastball, then he goes with the curveball, and then the slider. He was eating some nice tasty sliders to end him off and finish that inning. So I think that is just the perfect pitch mix. Like I said, it goes 5 innings, gives up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 8 punchies, no walks. And that's really a recipe for success. And that is a double-digit strikeout game for Clayton Kershaw potentially, because once he gets that 100-pitch mark, you're seeing 9, 10 strikeouts. And that really is, I feel like it doesn't really get talked about as much these days. When it comes to Clayton Kershaw and the evolution of his game, is that the strikeouts are a massive part of what he does these days. I mean, that is a big part of his game. You're seeing heading into today, his K percentage was at 30%. 2019, that was at 26.8%. 2018, his K percentage was at 23.8% in 2018. So you're seeing that number go up and up. Last season, I was at 28.1%, and this year it's at 30%, and that walk rate at 4.5%. I mean, he keeps it clean. And to me, about Clayton Kershaw, we know he's going to serve up some bombs. That's just how it is. You're going to leave one hanging. His fastball, he's not going to blow past guys. He's not going to miss crazy bats. And if he misses his spot, guys are going to hit it out. But it's keeping guys off base. It's limiting those to solo shots. And then we know this Dodgers offense has the capability of holding it down and giving him the run support he needs to get these wins. So, yeah, I mean, to me, we will talk about Tony Gonsolin, too, in a second. And Tony Gonsolin, you never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get from the great Catsby. Today he was the not-so-great Catsby. But he goes 2 1/3 innings, gives up, had 3 earned runs, 3 hits, had 2 punch-outs, which is good. The strikeouts are there for Tony Gonsolin. But I think that it could be a role issue, too. I mean, let's see. Coming out of the bullpen, he had most success being a starter. So that, to me, is a potential reason why he struggled today. But you got to go out there and execute pitches. He'll tell you that. He'll be the first guy to tell you that. But, he definitely did not look his best today. But thankfully, like I said, this Dodgers offense, they have the firepower. When they're clicking, when they're firing all cylinders, they're going to put up big runs. And today you saw 8 runs. It was 6-0 at one point. And you saw that slug. When the Dodgers are going deep in that bandbox up in Cincinnati today, Corey Seager, he hits a bomb. Will Smith, he hits a bomb. Lux, he hits a bomb. And, when you hit 3 home runs and you got Clayton Kershaw dealing the way he is, giving you those 5 innings of 1-run ball, you're gonna get a lot of wins that way. And here we go, back to the comment section though. Where you guys at? My bad. Let's get for a second here. There we are. Not quite there with the velocity, but the curve was fire. Clayton was my player of the game for my man Anthony Kane. Padres about to be swept by the Cards. Yes. What do you Slappy Doug needs to be stopped. What is your take on the Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis little dugout shouting match? I want all your takes on that. I really do. I'll give you my takes in just a second. Jonathan Robles, Doug, what should the Dodgers do with Cody, and what would you do if you were the Dodgers managers? From Jonathan Robles. Well, the things you factor in there when it comes to Cody Bellinger is, yes, he's going to give you that defense, right? He has that range, and but if he's going up, you're seeing he is having more success with that adjusted stance. You're seeing the way his setup is a little different. His hands are a little lower. It's allowing him to make more contact. And that, to me, is a big step because he's putting the ball in play. You saw the other day, He grounded out as they scored a run against Arizona, and we weren't seeing that. In the past, we were seeing a lot of strikeouts. So you haven't seen as many. I think he just has one strikeout since changing his stance, and that wasn't even supposed to be a strikeout, and that was the at-bat against Luis Castillo, where the umpire called strike 3 on a pitch that was no doubt about it was ball 4. So like that's a big step in the right direction, but he does have 3 hits. He had since changing his stance. I believe it's like I got to check. I'm pretty sure I'm almost positive he's 3 for 16, and 3 for 16. But the guy just can't catch a break. I mean, Gavin Lux runs into him and he fractures his ribs. I mean, are you serious? And the Dodgers, they're acting like it's not a big deal. I mean, come on, man. It's got to be uncomfortable. And it's just been really an unfortunate year for Cody Bellinger. And what I would do is look. I mean, it's late in the game now, but man, I think if they had sent him down and he spent more time just trying to get his swing right, and if he had more time to get his swing right, but without having that leg injury, I think at this point he would be making real progress, and he probably should have adjusted his stance a little more in the past. But to me, I mean, I'm doing actually a video I've been working on for a week about his swing, and you're seeing a lot of head issues too, of where he's just not on the ball when he on his misses. So what I would do is I would definitely consider. I mean, Chris Taylor's looking good. I think you play Chris Taylor in center field, and then I think Gavin Lux, AJ Pollock. I mean, you got to find ways to get these guys on the field as well. But I mean, he has just been putrid. I mean, it's not a hot take to just say that Cody Bellinger has been one of the least productive hitters this year in Major League Baseball. He's 5th to the bottom in WRC plus for hitters with a minimum of 300 at bat. So look, numbers don't lie. I mean, you are what your numbers say you are, and if you bring your facts to the fight, that's just the reality when it comes to Belly. And this year has kind of been a Belly flop to an extent, but I don't really hold against him as much. To me, I'm not a guy saying Belly's a bust, this and that. I do think, I mean, if you look at his swing in 2019, it's that shoulder, he's just not exploding to the ball and attacking pitches like he was, because I just don't think his eyes are doing. I think his eyes, there's a disconnect between what his eyes are telling him to do and what his shoulder and his body is able to do. It just feels like in the past it was so easy. If you look at some of his home runs, so look at the home run, look the famous ridiculous one off Yohan Lopez, the ridiculous home run where he hits that bomb, or even last year against the Braves. I mean, he was just getting to pitches that he could drive, but it's just he's having issues this season. If you just look at his numbers, his last 25 games, he's hitting 110, has an OPS of 302, and he with 2 doubles. He hasn't homered since August 11th when he had those 2 bombs against Philly. So it's sad to see what's happened with Cody Bellinger, but I give him a lot of credit because, look, man, this is not easy to be on this team, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the marquee franchise right now in baseball. Yes, the Yankees are the Yankees, but right now the Dodgers, they're that team. And all the expectations. He's a rookie of the year. He's an MVP. He's a perennial all-star. He's a Gold Glove. He's a Silver Slugger. This guy has accomplished just about everything there is to accomplish at his young age. And I think that he has battled through stuff, and I think that working his way through this struggle this year, I think will pay dividends down the line. Because when he is right, he's going to realize that, hey, as bad as it is, nothing is going to be as bad as it was in that 2021 season. So I think that he'll learn, he'll grow from this, and I still believe in him. Sly Peas Velo, go Doug. Hey, Braves tattoo for my sacrifice. Oh my goodness. You guys can suggest what my sacrifice is for the Braves win. I don't think, maybe a Braves temporary tattoo on my face, and I'll make it my profile pic. How about that? For tomorrow or something. Not that anyone would care, but whatever. I'll do it if you want me to. Let's go Dodgers from Tony V. Jr. Let's go Braves. We need you to win a game in the Bay. Edward, hey D-Mac, do you think there will be a 163 Dodgers versus Giants, and where will that game be played at? Well, to answer that one quickly, it will be up in San Francisco at Oracle Park. Do you think the Dodgers versus San Francisco in the NLCS? Please advise. I think that, so in that situation, you're going to see them in that first series. And I think it's possible. And honestly, I want that. I do. I'm not going to lie. I want that series at this point. I want Dodgers versus Giants in the postseason. It's never happened. And I know people on the East Coast think the Yankees versus the Red Sox is the premier rivalry in Major League Baseball. But if you look into the history, if you look into how bitter the rivalry is between the Dodgers and the Giants, this would add such a great chapter, and that's what I want to see. And also, I just want to beat those guys. I'm so sick of this magical team. I really feel like I've watched, as I don't miss a Giants game. I mean, I'm watching the show. I really watch all their games just to hate watch them, right, and root against them. And, yeah, I mean, they're good. I'm not hating on them. They don't really have any hateable players. I don't hate any players, really, to be honest with you, but they don't have, players that you really hate or anything like that. But man, I just don't understand like how many things have just gone so right for this team. I mean, Solano was down to his last strike against Will Smith. He hits it out the other day. So it was a terrible pitch, by the way. But go Braves, go Braves, go Braves. This is from Joe Correa, Moose, Craig Osterberg, Verdell. Luckily, the Dodgers had a good lead when Jansen came on the mound. Great point, Verdell. 7-4 Braves, go Braves. Just for now, Diane Schroeder. Hey, D-Mac, hello from Cabo, San Lucas. Diane Schroeder, you've had yourself a nice little summer. You're always going out all over the place. So vacation. So yeah, sipping margarita for me. Mad Max, another gem yesterday. Yeah, I mean, Max Scherzer has been absolutely outstanding. It's kind of ridiculous at this point what this guy has been able to do as a Dodger. I mean, I dropped we talked about, I mean, look, you got some big trades. Randy Johnson, 98. You got the Sabathia trade when he goes from the Indians to the Brewers. He was fantastic, but I think that when it's all said and done, this will go down as the best trade deadline acquisition for a starting pitcher. And if you look at Max Scherzer since joining the Dodgers, is a .78 ERA, 79 punch-outs to just 7 walks in 58 innings pitched, and most importantly, the Dodgers are 9-0 in his start. So if you guys want to drop a thank you note to Andy Friedman, I'll pass that along if I ever see him. I know my man Brooks Smith has seen him at Target in Pasadena, so maybe I'll camp out there. Shout out to Brooks Smith. Gavin Lux has a Tony Gwynn type swing. I like it. Doug the best. Thanks, Jonathan Robles. You the man. Right back at you, my man. Lux broke Cody. Interesting take. And honestly, that's a lot of times we use that phrase figuratively, but in this case, that's a fact. He did break him in the sense that he fractured his rib. Will Scherzer pitch the wild card game? In my opinion, yes. He's kind of set up that way, and I think that would be the move. Another strikeout by Tatis. Santa Maria, almost 805 from Ruben Moreno. I almost feel like I should be Matt Vasgersian. Santa Maria. Anthony Keene, that we're trending in the right direction. Don't think we've seen the best from this team yet. Doug, what's your take on Machado yelling at Tatis? One, you guys know I have all kinds of fun with the Padres, the Fraudres, the Sadrays, the Sad Diego, whatever you want to call it. But in that case, I do think, look, man, if you were really, if you have a close friend, and they're your true homie, they're your true friend, you're gonna, if you have that relationship where they can call you out and they can yell at you and they can tell you where they think you're wrong and you're cool after, and that's just kind of how it is. I think it was one of those situations, and to me, I do like the fact that Manny Machado has that fire in him. Now, does it work against him sometimes? Maybe. Does it make him a little emotional? Possibly. But look, I like to see guys go out there and play with fire. I mean, we're watching, football now, and in basketball, guys get all hype and stuff, after big plays. And sometimes baseball players, there's at times when it looks like they're just kind of going through the motions, especially on a losing team. But it's nice to see that Manny Machado's out there kind of firing up Tatis. I do think it really it's kind of born out of frustration and just how bad that team has imploded this season. We talked about it in the middle on this show. We talked about it in the middle of the season when I really didn't think that Darvish, when I saw him kind of starting to slide and I saw their pitching slide, I really was was hinting at hey, maybe the Padres won't make the postseason. We talked about it on this show, and it's starting to look that way. And look, I mean, Jake Arrieta, he gets 1 out today. So a lot of frustration in San Diego. I don't have a big issue with it. I mean, if you are Manny Machado, I would say it might be better just for the optics of the situation if you are going to voice your frustration to do it maybe behind closed doors in the clubhouse, not in the dugout where the opposing team's fans can get a camera phone shot of it, a video of it, and it goes absolutely viral and it breaks the baseball internet. So I think that is probably because it's a little, it's a little embarrassing for Tatis Jr. But look, bottom line, FTJ is going to win the MVP. So, and then also the other thing there is, look, I mean, it was kind of raw emotion. So it's not like, he was just kind of acting on instinct. So I really don't have a huge issue with it. I do think it's funny, though. I'm loving the memes. I don't know if you saw my man, AJ Gonzalez at Dodgers Nation. He's my man, and he has a great one with where it's him and then the cat, the cat lady where she's screaming at the cat, and then and Pauly D all in the triple. That made my day. So great catch. We love Machado as a hump. We got touchdown Raiders. The Raiders. Shout out to Chris Berman. Kenley did good. Give him his flowers. That's from Jesse. Yeah, I mean, he went out there and he got the job done. I've been singing his praises for a couple weeks now. I'm still calling it the Kenley-Fornia adventure for the time being, but yeah, I'm feeling it though. Bellinger, a big baby. Interesting. That's from Sharon over on Facebook. David Ruhr, from the context given, Machado is right. They are fighting for a spot, and they can't afford to lose someone like Tatis. Granted, it's a game, but every player matters. Yeah, exactly. He's definitely right. Cracks in Padres, like that earthquake we had. I like that. Craig Osterberg coming with it. Love Cry Drays. Okay, I like that one. D-Mac, what do you think of Amari Cooper in fantasy? Man, it's solid. I mean, who the Cowboys play today? I went to a wedding last night, so I'm a little tired. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. I didn't get my previews in. Belly is Stonebro. Belly needs to lay off the grass. 110. Look, Blue Magic. I mean, sometimes it just hurts to say these numbers. I'm not going to lie. You guys know I'm a big Belly dude. Kenley tag Belly to therapy with Blue Magic. Kenley take Belly to therapy with you. That's something that, what's crazy? We actually got an email here at Dodgers Nation. I forgot the gentleman's name, but I believe he works in video games, and he was talking about video game eyes and how if you play a lot of video games, it can affect your eyesight. And his theory is that he plays so much COD that maybe that's affecting his eyesight. I don't know if you guys think that is a valid theory, but it's interesting, that's for sure. And I'm all for any theory, honestly, even right or wrong. I just find them interesting and could kind of dive into them. I got $100 on Manny. Oh yeah, who do you guys got in that? If they go in the octagon, okay, how about this? If Machado and FTJ go in the octagon, who wins that? Let me know down below in the comments. I'll let you know who I think in just a second. Because Manny's a big dude. He's pretty thick. He almost looks, he's a big dude. FTJ looks like he could have the kicks down. FTJ looks like he could be like an MMA type, he could be like a Muay Thai fighter. I don't know. With the hair, I don't know. Gonsolin is horrible from Board Game Man. He was really good in his last start. I mean, Tony Gonsolin, not his best day today. Kind of look at let's talk about Tony Smokes for sure. Well, actually, let's get into the game a little. Let's do some more of your takes, and we're gonna recap this game a little bit. Never forget Juan Marichal, exactly, Johnny Roseboro, and they became cool about that after. Has a pitcher ever won the Cy Young the same season where they were traded in? Can't think of it. Anthony Keene's actually only happened once, and that was in 1984 when Rick Sutcliffe was traded from the Indians to the Cubs, and former Dodger Rick Sutcliffe. So it has only happened one time, and Max Scherzer would be the second guy in MLB history to accomplish that feat. He would also join the ultra-exclusive club of Cy Young winners with more than 3 Cy Youngs. Be Steve Carlton, Greg Maddux, they have 4 apiece. And then you got the head honchos. Roger Clemens has 7, and then Randy Johnson has 5. Will Smith, number 25 home run, Craig Osterberg. Yeah, I mean, Will Smith, the second half of the season, he has led the Dodgers in almost every slugging category. He has the top WRC plus for LA. It was 179 last time I checked in the second half. So I don't think a lot of people talk about how great and how much he's carried this team. He's got that nice compact stroke that you love to see. And let's talk about Will Smith a little bit and talk about this game. So, top of the second inning. By the way, I want your takes on that octagon one. Doom_Sal. I love that. Let's talk about that too. D-Mac, player of the game is Mookie for trading his bat to a fan. Yeah, I posted a video on that on the Dodgers Nation Twitter account. a little earlier. And when I saw that, I'm like, man, we are so lucky to have Mookie Betts as the face of our franchise for another decade, because this guy is all class. It'd be one thing if, let's say, it was a Dodger player. Let's say they were, DJ Peters did that earlier in the season, and he was trying to get the ball back for a Dodger. No, in this case, it was the TJ on the other team. So it was just so cool, and to give him that bat. I saw someone in the comments that said, that hopefully it wasn't Albert Pujols' magic bat. So as long as it wasn't, Tio Albert's bat, that's cool. But I think that was just so cool to see Mookie Betts do that. I mean, dude's just by everything you hear from everyone that knows the guy that's interacted with him, he's just all classy. He's just one of the most genuinely nice star athletes in all of sports at the moment, and it's really, really cool to see to what he did today, and that guy's going to be stoked. Cowboys versus the Chargers, that'll be a good one. Did the Rams win? I didn't even check. I have 2 margaritas for D-Mac. The Giants lose today. That's what I'm talking about, Diane. Sure to appreciate that. Bob Nightingale's in the chat. What up, Bob? Dodgers need to lock up Will Smith now. Kid's going to be great for a long time. Don't make catchers like that anymore. I agree with you 100%. Look, the Keibert Ruiz was never going to play another position. He is a lifetime catcher, and Will Smith is a converted catcher. And Will Smith is going to be the catcher for the Dodgers for the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, hopefully. And, of course, you got Cartaya in the pipeline as well. But Joe Bennett, Doug, what's your take on Buehler? He's lost his last 2 starts, and he pitches the second game in Colorado. I'm actually going to drop something on Buehler tomorrow about him possibly having some dead arm. But the good thing about, he gave those 3 runs on Friday, but the velocity was back up. So I was encouraged by that. But you're starting to see the fatigue where he's missing his spots. And if you look at where the catcher's setting up, look at that glove, look at where the ball ends up. When you start to see guys tired, they're going to miss their spots, and you've seen that more often with Walker Buehler. He hasn't been as laser-like sharp as he's been for the majority of the season. But another thing you have to consider too is those innings with Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler has really, like I said, I mean, every single, save for one start this year, he's gone at least 5+ innings, and then most of the time he's going 6+ innings. This year, though, 192 innings. That's a new career high. He did make 30 starts in 2019 and had 182 innings pitched. But, I mean, he's second in the league in innings pitched. So is that starting to take its toll? Are those starting to wear him down? I think it's possible. Really, there's no room to sit him or anything like that. But I do think that, look, I mean, he stays in great shape. And Walker Buehler is the guy that he gets his lifts in. He does everything in between starts to prepare himself to get back to recovering from starts. So I do think that he's going to find a way to be Walker Buehler. And I think that once the postseason rolls around, you're just going to see that adrenaline kick into another level. And I still have faith in him. But it's definitely something that I'm a little concerned about, that as far as he's not inspiring the same confidence that a Max Scherzer does when he's going out there. So, but look, I mean, it gives up 3 runs, and Walker Buehler is still a top frontline starter. There's no question about it. And look, you're not going to be ace-like every single game all year when you throw 192 pitches. It's just unrealistic. And I think that he'll turn around. I think that it's not like he's slumping badly, but the clunker against the Giants a few Sundays ago, look, that was the first time he had given up 6 runs in a game since September of 2019. So we'll see. Definitely not. I'm not sweeping this one under the rug, though. It's definitely something we got to monitor closely. Craig Osterberg, I appreciate this update. Braves Giants 0-0, top of the 4th, 1 out. Machado. So you guys, I need your picks. Machado. Okay, here we go. Okay, first of all, Elder Juan, you got me laughing with Crichado.
Finish him.
We got Belly needs to be shut down for the season. Okay. Interesting. Adolfo, video games don't exactly hurt your eyes, only if you play in a dark environment and not blink much. Thank you. I'm gonna research that for sure. But I don't. I mean, I just thought it was kind of an interesting theory. But yeah, I'm with you. We got Go Dodgers, 100% Dodger Blue. Hey, I heard Tatis and Machado broke up. That's from Marcos over on YouTube. That Machado-Tatis altercation is the Madres in a nutshell right now. So this is who you guys got for the fight. Sicko in the octagon. You got Machado, Sicko, Zams has Machado, Moose. Machado would win. We got Elderwan has Machado. We got Manny just grabs Tatis' arm and yanks it, separate shoulder. Ouch, CK chin. That's interesting. He's got a weakness there. Yeah, dislocated. Will Smith is my dude. Seager's arm has been much better on throws to first base since Trey came to the Dodgers. Coincidence, Bob Nightingale. That's something that and he made that great play where he jumped and caught it. The throws, absolutely great point there. They have been on the money. And look, like I said, these players look, man, there's been 20,000 big leaguers in the history of this game. It is rare to get to the show. And how do these guys get to the show? They are uber competitive. They are elite at what they do. They are like statistical miracles, the fact that they're MLB All-Stars. And I agree. I mean, competition is good. Competition breeds winners. And I think with Corey Seager, he has upped his game up. And I also think that he wants to enter this free agent market as a shortstop because that is the premium position that will get the most money. So I think that that's a great observation. I agree with 100%. Also, just kind of defensively, I mean, he's not going to be a guy that's going to be diving. You're going to see him, filthy out there. But when you factor in what he can do offensively with his hit tool, you'll take the defense that he gives. But I just think in the future, how much better of a hitter could he be if he wasn't having to play shortstop? That's such a demanding position. But yeah, he's getting the job done. D-Mac from Zayaf, Lowy. Cowboys 14-3 on Chargers. Nice for the score update. Backup T1, the Bob Nightingale, yes. Rams did win, so did our Niners. Anthony Keene. You trying to make me a Niner fan? Hey, I mean, I have to say, Trey Lance. Hey, that looks like a nice pickup. I was kind of mad you guys cut my boy Josh Rosen, but Lance, hey, man. He looks like he's the real deal. Oops, meant Joseph. Joe would probably be the third right option. I was at the game on Friday, and Walker's whole family came to see him from Lexington. He will get it done in the playoffs. That's from Denise M. Patterson. Yeah, I grew up a Reds fan, as a lot of people from Kentucky are, which is cool. Bueller could use a break, especially since it's in Colorado. Backup T1. Yeah, I mean, that's a tricky series. It's a tricky, tricky series. We know how good Colorado is at home. We know they want to play the role as the spoiler against the Dodgers, but yeah, it's a tricky series, and I think that's the pivotal series. That is. To me, it's crazy thing that it's going to come. Look, 2018, it came down to the Rockies. In 2021, I do think the Dodgers' NL West fate lies in this series. If they sweep the Rockies, I definitely see the Giants losing a few, and I think the Dodgers have the advantage of going against the Brewers at home. We'll see what's at stake for them if they're still in the mix for best record. But I do think that could be a series where they're resting guys, and the Dodgers can go out there and get those dubs and overtake the Giants. It's going to be late. This is fun. I mean, it's stressful, but it's interesting because it does feel like, you guys know the feeling. You guys are hardcore, best fans in the game. You know the feeling you get when you watch your team competing. And I know you guys are fans of baseball, and you can appreciate watching another team, doesn't matter who it is, just because you guys appreciate the sport. But when you watch the Giants games now, it almost feels like whoever they're playing is wearing a Dodgers uniform because you're watching it as intently as you would a Dodger game. And for me, I like it because it feels like I get to watch 6-7 hours of baseball at night that's like high intensity where I'm really invested in it. But Machado move messes and Machado. Mookie is being a steady bat. What more can you say about Mookie Betts? I think that the funny thing about Mookie Betts to me is it's almost like we really don't when he's right, it's almost like we just expect this because he's set the bar so high for himself. And the standard he's established that it's just like, okay, he's going out there and he's being Mookie Betts. But in his last 14 games, he's hitting .946, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. The walks are there. You're seeing him at the leadoff spot, which I wasn't I did like Trey at the leadoff spot, but look, it's Mookie Betts. This is his franchise moving forward. I mean, he is the big money, $365 million guy, 12 years. So he gets what he wants, and that's where he feels most comfortable. And these guys are so talented. I don't care where you put them in the lineup. They're going to find a way to have success. But it's nice to see Mookie Betts just killing it for this Dodger team. And this team really, he is the X factor for the team. When he's playing well, the Dodgers are playing well. And when he's killing it, the Dodgers are killing it. So it's nice to see Marcus Lynn Betts getting it done for LA. But let's go. I want to go to the top of the second. So leadoff single for Seager, and then he was picked off. You see that? He kind of leaned out there. He was picked off. And then on the 8th pitch of the at-bat, Will Smith crushes a cutter, low it inside for a home run. LA's first run of the game, and that was big. Seeing Will Smith go up there and crush that bomb, his 25th jack of the year. The most he's ever hit in a season was 15 in 2019, and last year he had 8. So, man, we could see Big Willie style get to 30, hopefully. Man, if he goes on a little tear here. That made it 1-0 Dodgers. And then Chris Taylor, he singled to right. Then on an 0-1 pitch, Gavin Lux hit a bomb to right center to make it 3-0 Dodgers. And he just took off on a Miley changeup. That makes it 3-0 LA. And then Kershaw struck out swinging. And then Betts reached on an infield single to third. And then Trey Turner grounded out. So Dodgers get 3 runs on 5 hits in that inning. And then Clayton Kershaw, we talked about it at the top of the second. The top of the third, Justin Turner. Justin Turner flied to center, and then Pujols, he drew a 4-pitch walk, and then first pitch swinging, Seager goes big fly on a slider to make it 5-0 Dodgers. So Corey Slugger on that one, and then Smith, he grounded to short, Taylor doubled to left, and then Gavin Lux, he singled to score CT3 to make it 6-0 Dodgers, and then Kershaw, he lined out. So they put up another crooked number, 3 runs on 3 hits in the top of the third, and the Dodgers were coasting at that point, but the Reds would make it interesting later in the game. And, like I said, Tony Gonsolin did not have his best stuff out there, and it really allowed them to get back in the game. So let's jump ahead to the bottom of the 6th inning. So Gonsolin, he first pitch to TJ Friedel, he homered, and first pitch, 4-seam fastball, 93. So today we're looking at Tony Gonsolin on that fastball. He was averaging on that heater today 93.6 miles per hour, topped out at 95.5, and that's kind of been one of the things that has stood out since he's returned is the velo has been back up on that heater, and it's allowed him to play, to set up that split change. And then India grounded to third. Then Farmer, he flied to center, and then Castellanos walked, and then he struck out Stevenson looking. And that was a nice 3-on-3 pitches. So he starts off with a curve. That's another big development too, is how he's using that curveball now, and he's throwing it for strikes. And then throws that slider and then another slider. So he's really mixing his stuff too really well these days. Just like that, he got in some trouble in the bottom. He's gotten some trouble in that later in the game. But we jump into the bottom of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning, Gonsolin's still in. Barnhart, he flied to center, and then Friedel, he singled to center, and then India doubled to left, scoring Friedel, making it 6-3 Dodgers, and then in comes Blake Trinan, and India steals third on the play, and then Farmer struck out swinging, and then Castellanos, he singles to right to score India, and that made it 6-4. So at that point, we're getting a little uncomfortable, but then Blake Trinan, he takes care of Stevenson on 3 pitches. He goes sinker, and then slider to end it. And then top of the 9th, Dodgers get those much needed insurance runs. So Matt Beatty, he was in to bat for Blake Trinan. He flies out to right, and then Mookie Betts on a 3-2 pitch, he draws ball 4 on a pitch high and outside. And then Trey Turner, he singles to left, first pitch. And then Justin Turner, he reached on an infield single to short. And then Betts scored on a throwing error by Farmer. So Farmer hurt us on Friday night, and then he helped us today with that error. And then Trey Turner was safe at third on the error as well. And then Muncy, he was hit by the pitch. Then Corey Seager, he walked with the bases loaded. And that made it 8-4 Dodgers, and Will Smith struck out, and Chris Taylor grounded out to the pitcher. So Dodgers, and then we already went over the bottom of the 9th where Kenley, he gave up that 1 home run to Joey Votto on the first pitch, kind of hung that slider inside, missed his spot, but he finished the job. He struck out Moustakas with that sinker. and then he struck out Barnhart with that sinker. So I think that's what's so impressive with Kenley is he's using that two-seam fastball, not relying on that cutter. So I like where he's going. He's trending in the right direction. But most importantly, it's all about the Giants losing at this point. But, yeah, we'll be out of here. Thanks for rocking with us, guys. A couple last takes. Let's get a Go Braves. What are you guys going to sacrifice for the Braves winning today? Should I get the Braves face tattoo if they're able to win? Maybe I'll do a full Mike Tyson. What do you guys think? But, yeah, thanks for rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Watch your football. Watch the Giants. But here we go. Let's go a couple more. We got Lynn. Oh, what's up, Lynn? How you doing? Did Lynn drop a pun that I missed? I'll be mad if I did. Tatis going to pull his shoulder again in the fight. I'm really enjoying this pennant race from Denise. CK Rockies have been swept only once at home this season. That was recently versus the Giants. Of course it was. Ryan Montez, I agree. If we take the series or simply sweep the Rockies, the Giants could falter more. 0-0 top of the fifth. Score some runs. Man, Braves have not scored a run in what? 15, 16, 17 innings. Corey Slugger, yeah. Let's go Dodgers. Get Buehler some run support so he can work on his command. It's been okay, but he could definitely use some 8-0, an 8-0 game in the third. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's a different ball game with it. It's a different level of stress and a different level of tension when you're pitching in a 0-0 game versus 8-0. When you have that cushion, you can work things out, kind of take a breath, kind of just refine and work on some things. So that's a great point. DM post-game show, best in the business. Thanks a lot. You guys are the best fans in the business. Dodger fans, you guys know how you guys get down. Thanks for another great one, DMAC. Thanks, Anthony Keene. Padres not making the postseason. I like that take. You're coming in hot, so you get the Flames. Padres House of Cards lose again. Jeez, wow. But thanks again, guys. You guys can follow me on your spontaneous trip to Colorado with my granny to see our boys in blue. All right, Lauren, have fun with that. Thanks again, Moose. Have a good Sunday. Go Dodgers. SF has to lose. Tina G-Man, thanks for rocking with us. But you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel at youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. For all his Dodgers Nation merch, head over to GearUp.LA. Got the freshest Dodgers t-shirt designs in the game. This one is the Kirk Gibson home run scoreboard. This is one of my favorites. Instead of the 76 ball, it says 88. I love this one. Atlanta up 1-0. Joe Bennett. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go out on a high note. Thanks again, Doug. Smash that like button from Diane Schroeder. Yeah, be sure to smash the like button. Retweet the show. Share the show. Like I said, this is your show. I'm just hosting it. Man of the fan, DMAC right here. But see you guys next time. We'll be rocking with you guys on Tuesday. Tune into the Blue Heaven podcast hosted by my man, Mr. Clint Pasillas and Brooke Smith, the senior editors here at Dodgers Nation. But see you guys next time. And remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Gone. Will Smith. This is what an ace looks like.
And tag out is Riley, a double play.